Hi, Denver Startup Week. I'm Eric Matisik, President and CEO of Highwing and co-founder of Denver Startup Week. Denver Startup Week is the largest free entrepreneurial event in the world, and it's only possible thanks to the support of our awesome sponsors. We have nearly 40 sponsor companies who contribute to make DSW a reality. Let's show our love for these companies today and all week long. Thanks to our title sponsors, the Downtown Denver Partnership, JP Morgan Chase, Prologis, and Zero, and our track sponsors who help make the great content you're hearing today possible. Battery 621 and Public Works, Capital One Cafe, Colorado Lending Source, Friday Health, Quizlet, Exactly, Zayo, and Zestful. Our headline and event sponsors are bringing you inspiration from around the country. Thank you to Wix, Kinzon, MAPR Agency, Obsidian HR, Kickstart Fund, Promontory Mortgage, Molson Coors, and Comcast. Finally, thank you to our partner and member sponsors listed on the screen. Thank you for your support of Denver Startup Week. Now, let's get started.
The Public Works is a Denver, Colorado-based design, fabrication, and multimedia marketing firm that allows your company to craft an authentic presence to your target audience. For the past 15 years, the Public Works media team has been telling stories with words, pictures, and films. Our unique approach to brand storytelling allows us to get strong reactions and results from our content. We work in experienced and nimble teams with our crew of producers, directors, and cinematographers that all have first-hand experience and international presence. We are fortunate to have amazing clients that allow us to get wherever we need to go with the right tools for the highest production value. Lots of people can take a pretty picture. Just look at Instagram. While we believe our images speak for themselves, what really sets us apart is our decades of experience, our network, and our ability to make shit happen when it counts. We love bringing unexpected partners together to create added value for everyone. And most of all, we love when we finish a job confident that we've not only executed, but elevated the end product, and we know that everyone involved enjoyed the process. Our company was founded on the idea that life is about learning and teaching through every experience. We apply a strict discipline of work hard, play hard, and make great fucking work. We amplify awesome. We surround ourselves with the best and feed off of infectious innovation, ideas, collaboration, and building long-term friendships and partnerships. Contact us anytime for a meeting at our office, golf course, or on the chairlift.
Hi, everyone. I'm Castle, Denver Startup Week Designer Track Co-Chair. Welcome to the first ever virtual Denver Startup Week, also global. Just want to double thank our sponsors there, the Designer Track sponsor, the Public Works. Those guys are awesome. They do everything from fabrication to video to marketing, agency work, and we just love working with them. Couple things. At Denver Startup Week, we strive to make all of our sessions a space where attendees can connect, learn, and grow, regardless of gender identity, gender expression, race, age, ability, sexual orientation, and any combination of those identities. We really mean that, and we want to make sure everyone feels welcome, safe, represented, heard. If that's not happening, please let any of us know. Coming up next on the Designer Track tonight, we have our Designer Track virtual clubhouse experience. You can actually access that anytime. There's talks, there's DJ sets. It's a VR virtual world. And then we have 2 more days of programming left in the Designer Track. So check it out, hashtag Designer Track, hashtag Den Startup Week. And I'm excited to introduce Morgan with the Denver Metro Small Business Development Center, who we've been working together. I think this is our 4th time, we think, of doing Trout Tank Food Frenzy. This is the CPG edition, and at Startup Week, we really believe in foodpreneurs as well. And we have it in the design track because we think food is creative, and especially with regards to packaging, I guess, but consumer packaged goods. Anyway, Morgan, I'm going to let you take it away.
Thanks, Castle.
Hello.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Trout Tank CPG. We're really happy to have you all here. We have some great pitches. Just going to do some housekeeping here on the front end. We are, my name is Morgan Ayla. I'm the Programs Communications Manager at the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce and Small Business Development Center. Some reminders for today: you're unable to unmute yourself or turn on your video. After every pitch, we're going to have a short Q&A afterwards. Please just put all your questions in the Q&A chat box. I will make sure to get them asked to the finalists. Once the presentations are over, we're going to be doing some networking afterwards in small breakout rooms with each of the finalists today. So keep an eye out in the chat box at the end of the event today, and you can move right on over there. And if you have any questions, just send me a private chat. How today will work is each pitch is followed by a Q&A. We'll have an opportunity for everyone to ask questions, and be sure to keep questions and comments constructive. Why does Trout Tank matter? Entrepreneurs, investment, create jobs. That's what we're all about, and that's what Trout Tank's all about. We're here to create access to information, connections, mentorship, and to help all these businesses grow. I'd also like to introduce today's judges. They're going to be deciding who wins the $3,000 consulting prize pack from Colorado Food Works. Sorry, Kimball, Dave Suss, and Lisa Hugh. We appreciate all of their help, and they're really great to have them on board. Thank you also to all of our 18 companies that went through this Trout Tank cohort. They were amazing, and this is one of the best cohorts we've ever had. So thank you to all of them. Now to introduce our finalists for today. We have Sweet Logic, Patter Bar, Green Belly Foods, and MadLemon. I'm really excited to get you all to meet them. So without any further ado, I'm going to stop sharing, and we can have Allie from Sweet Logic start her pitch. Allie?
Thank you, Morgan. So what if I told you you could live a low carb and low sugar life while not having to avoid the foods you love? Well, here at Sweet Logic, we are providing that solution. For us, it's personal. That's me in the top right corner, graduating from high school. In my early adulthood, I struggled with hormonal imbalances, weight gain, and blood sugar issues. And I discovered the key for me was a low sugar and low carb diet. And that helped me to be able to balance my hormones, lose weight, and regulate my blood sugar. And I'm actually 5 months pregnant right now, which doctors said would be impossible naturally. It's not just about me, though. The bottom right is my father-in-law, who died way too young from cancer at age 57. And there's some exciting new research that shows a link between an anti-cancer diet and the keto low carb lifestyle. So it's impossible to say if it would have helped him, but it would have been worth a shot. Zooming out to all of America, we really have a health crisis on our hands. There's 100 million Americans that have diabetes and prediabetes, with a disproportionate amount in minority communities. Also, the attitude is shifting, and people are starting to see fat as their friend and sugar and carbs as the cause of weight gain and as the enemy. So people are really shifting and seeing sugar and carbs as negative and fat as positive. So what's the solution here? Are we just supposed to deprive ourselves of everything delicious and good and decadent in life and live this strict low carb lifestyle that you don't get to enjoy any foods you love? No, we at Sweet Logic are providing 9 decadent treat yourself solutions that taste amazing so you can live longer and spend more time with those you love. So our key flavors that everyone loves are triple chocolate, luscious lemon poppy seed, red velvet, and of course, a fall favorite is pumpkin spice. And these are single serving mug cake mixes that you open Open the pouch, pour in a mug, add some water, and microwave for 1 minute, and you have a ready-to-eat cake to enjoy. And they're all single serving, which really provides that permission for you to indulge so that you don't have a whole tray of brownies laying around that could tempt you to overeat. And just, that's what I know I do when I have a tray of brownies around. So yeah, all of our flavors are low carb, sugar-free, keto friendly, and they're super easy, ready to make in the microwave. So I'm an engineer and I love quantifying the opportunity here. So how many people eat this way, or how many people would be interested in this product? Right now, there's around 2.3 million people who are keto fanatics. Those are keto strict, diehard, macro tracking people. And assuming that they indulge 1 time per week and spend around $4 every time they indulge, that's a $478 million a year opportunity for them. And as we grow, we want to not only target keto fanatics, but also the low sugar lifestyle consumer, which is around 100 million Americans that are trying to reduce or avoid sugar. And that's a $21 billion a year market opportunity, assuming the same amount of indulgence as the keto fanatics. And as we become more of a household name, we do want to penetrate some of those 245 million ready-to-eat dessert consumers. We do have some competition, and it comes in 2 forms right now. Right now in the center is the keto-friendly competition, and on the right is the conventional sugar-filled, gluten-filled set. And the keto-friendly competition, while we think our product tastes better, we also want to save the world too. So we intentionally choose manufacturing in a pouch versus what the competitors use as a plastic cup, because a pouch is less waste and it's also less footprint in shipping and storage. And also when the consumer eats the competitor's product, you have to microwave a plastic cup. And just imagine microwaving plastic right next to your delicious cake and some of the plastic particles leaching into your cake. It doesn't sound very appealing to me. So we provide the solution for the consumer to microwave in their own ceramic mug or in their own glass dish, and also create less waste in the process. We also took a cue from the conventional set, as we saw brands that had sugar-free or that had sugar-filled in the conventional set, sugar-filled icings, performed better than brands that did not have icings. And so we developed a sugar-free, keto-friendly icing that is ready to launch at the beginning of 2021. So how do people find us, try us, and come back and buy us? So people find us on Amazon through Amazon ads, or social media through Instagram or Facebook, as well as sampling in store once that resumes. They try us on Amazon and then rebuy us on Amazon often, or come to our website, our e-commerce website. They also try us through subscription boxes, which are curated specifically for specific diets and get delivered to people's doors. And then they rebuy us through e-com or Amazon. And then if you're more of a retail walk the store type person, we sell single pouches in stores, and one day we'll be in club stores for them to rebuy there as well. So looking at our retail business cost, our retail business is really what we plan to expand on next year. We look at a 52% margin for us, and then assuming a 20% margin for distribution and a 40% for retail, we're looking at an SRP of $379. Over the next 5 years, looking in 2023, we plan to be EBITDA positive, and then 2025, we hope to reach 15 million in revenue, and then exit for 4x at 50 million for 50 million. So in order to reach these ambitious goals, we are asking for $500,000, mostly to fund our inventory and working capital, as well as marketing events like Expo West and Fancy Foods, and some paid advertising on Amazon, as well as on social media on Facebook and Instagram, as well as some key hires like a retail sales fractional person, a marketing director, and a fractional CFO. So what is really important for you to know about us? Well, we are the world's first keto-friendly mug cake mixes, and we are dedicated to creating indulgent, decadent desserts that help you to live longer and spend more time with those you love. We are a certified women and minority-owned business that has already achieved 600% growth on Amazon in the last 12 months, with our biggest month ever with $60,000 in July of this year. And we are asking for your help to get our indulgent, decadent desserts into the hands of more people. Thank you.
Thanks, Allison. So put your questions in the Q&A box, but right now I have one from Charlie Stewart. What is your biggest challenge to growth?
Challenge to growth would be my own capacity right now. And that's why the key hires are really important for us to be able to add to the team so that I can focus on really what's important.
That's great. Also, do we have, is your 500,000 for an equity stake, or are you doing a debt raise? How would you like that $500,000?
An equity stake.
Great. And how much equity are you willing to give up right now?
Right now, we are willing to give up 15%.
Great. One of our judges, Lisa, wants to know, how is your supply chain kept up with demand, and where are you producing your product?
So right now, our supply chain has been able to keep up with demand, and we have some multiple suppliers for our key ingredients, so that if one goes down, we're able to quickly fill the gap. And right now, we are producing at an automated shared commissary kitchen in Thornton that we can make around 4,000 a day. So it's pretty quick, but we are moving to a co-packer in October just to increase our capacity as well as decrease the time that I have to spend in the kitchen.
That's great. Are you currently doing mostly direct sales online, or are you planning to move into retail soon?
Yes, most of our sales are on Amazon and on our website, and we do around $5,000 a month direct wholesale, but we are planning on expanding into more retail and just signed on with a broker to help us get into more key retail accounts in the next year.
Great. On that same kind of path, Sari wants to know, what has been the feedback from natural retailers that you've spoken with?
So far, we just started trying to get into retail in March, and that's right when the pandemic hit. And so it's been hard to get really anyone on the phone in general. But overall, we've gotten really positive feedback, and they want to bring us on, but a lot of retailers are just kind of not sure about the current state of the world. And so it's been hard to get into some bigger accounts. We've gotten a lot more in the past year, or in the past 6 months, gotten a lot more direct wholesale, but no, not any key big accounts yet, because kind of the state of the world right now.
Great. And for time, we have one more question right here. How much are you spending on Amazon marketing, or like what tactics are you using on Amazon marketing to get that $60,000 in sales?
Yeah, so that 60,000 wasn't all from Amazon. 30,000 of it was from Amazon, but we spend about 15% of our revenue on Amazon back into ads, and it is profitable the way that we're running our Amazon ads. And we are, by spending on keywords, we've been able to increase our organic ranking for like keto dessert. We're on the first page, so a lot of customers find us that way.
Great. And Dave, one of our judges, Dave Suss, wants to know, have you thought about wholesale to small delis and coffee shops, et cetera?
So right now we do have is it food service? Is that what he's saying? Or is that more, yeah. So we do have a food service arm that has just grown a lot lately. And we sell our bake mixes direct to now 6 bakeries that make our products as food service. So we don't get branded on it. They just bake we send them the mix and they bake our products on site.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Allie. We really appreciate it. And next up, we are going to have Patter with Patter Bar. Patter, go ahead and get your pitch up.
I had a moral dilemma with the food industry, where taste reigns supreme and usually at the expense of nutrition. I never wanted to compromise one for the other, and I've always believed that pure whole food tastes better and is better for you. I made my children's baby food to assure this kind of purity. And when they grew older, I also made energy bars for easy, nutritious snacks. Have you ever found yourself in the aisle of the supermarket looking around at hundreds of bars, wondering where to begin? Keto, protein, probiotic, low sugar, collagen, fiber. 2 years ago, my son-in-law, a former D1 athlete, was eating one of my bars in my kitchen and stopped and said, "You should sell these. There's nothing like it on the market. Most bars don't taste good, they have junk in them, and they don't keep me going." Patter Bar is convenience without compromise. Patter Bar is a category disruptor. What you see here is our ingredients. This is everything we put in our bars, nothing else. Cashews, almonds, walnuts, cherries, blueberries, dates, coconut seeds, real lemon, real ginger, sea salt. And that's our ingredients, that's it. Who else can show this? We are committed to transparency, and it's our mission to bring whole food to everyone. Patter Bar is family-owned and female-run, based in Denver. When I started investigating energy bars, this is what I found. Emulsifiers, powders, natural flavors, isolates, preservatives, synthetic fibers, sugar alcohols, hydrogenated oils, and highly refined sweeteners like brown rice syrup, agave, and coconut nectar. All natural sweeteners, but they add no nutritional value and are simply empty calories. And just because something is organic, it doesn't mean it's good for you, like organic cane sugar. None of these are real food. They're just used to advance commercial production, extend shelf life, and make highly processed ingredients more like real food. Well-known brands sit on the shelf for up to a year. Patter Bar is shelf stable for 2.5 months without sacrificing the quality of our ingredients or including lab-created stabilizers. The industry has resorted to pharmaceutical-grade ingredients to make their bars taste good and last a long time. That's not what we do at Patter Bar. Patter Bar's differential is purity. Other bars don't use whole food ingredients because they are so hard to source. I was told the only tart cherries without additives available were from Turkey. Imagine the carbon footprint. I searched and found a cooperative farm in Michigan, a family farm in Oregon for my blueberries, and I convinced one of the largest date farms in California to experiment until I had what I wanted. I believe in garbage in, garbage out. Patter Bar uses the best for the best taste. We've done the hard work and provide whole food you can trust. We're committed to transparency, and everything we do preserves the integrity of ingredients and optimizes taste. The healthy snack market's steady growth has surpassed the overall food and beverage sales growth in the last 5 years. 47% of consumers eat 3 or more snacks a day, with the largest cohort being millennials, snacking 4 or more times a day. They're demanding less processed and fewer ingredients as well. US consumers spend more than half their food budget on convenience food, including snack bars. We know it's crowded, but it's crowded with bars full of additives that don't taste good. We launched in 2018 in the farmers market and direct to consumer, and expanded into coffee shops and Amazon. As of August 2020, Patter Bar is in 200 retail outlets, including 92 natural grocers, Lucky's, Alfalfa's, and Southern California's Erewhon locations. We began our first marketing this spring, and our online sales make up more than 50% of our revenue. We've had an increase in our retail outlets, including 67 new natural grocers locations in the last 3 months. We've signed a broker agreement for national airlines and are currently under review at Whole Foods and Sprouts. Within the next 2 months, we are excited to launch a new size and a new flavor. We're transitioning to a co-packer, and in the last 2.5 years, we've established strong relationships with suppliers, and we're prepared to meet increased demand on all operational levels. Our projections include current pricing and future pallet pricing, with dialed-in future forecast projections 3 years out. In 2021, we'll transition to compostable packaging, which is finally available in the US, move into distribution with the goal of 1,000 retail outlets, including national grocery store chains. And in 2022, our goals include big box stores, convenience stores, and Costco to become 100% organic and seek additional food certifications. Where do we ultimately want to go? How about following in the footsteps other bars have come before us? Acknowledging the demand for healthier snacks, large companies like Kellogg's have recently purchased smaller, more innovative energy bar companies. RX Bar was purchased for $600 million by Kellogg's in 2017. Quest Bar was purchased for $1 billion by Simply Good Foods in 2019. One Bar was purchased for $500 million by Hershey's in 2019, and Perfect Bar was recently purchased by Mondelez for an undisclosed amount. The health and wellness food market is worth $236 billion, with a CAGR of 6%. The demand is there, the energy bar market is huge, and there's significant opportunity for a bar that delivers whole food and taste. Patter Bar wins on both fronts. As a chef, taste is paramount to me, and it all starts with pure whole food. Even though our competitors advertise their bars as healthy options, when you look at their ingredients, you see they rely heavily on non-food ingredients. The FDA does not require bars to include processing agents on the list of ingredients on the package. What's not on their label but in their bars? We have no idea. But at Patter Bar, we are dedicated to transparency. Everything that is in our bars is on our label. This is our current mix of channels. We have been nimble in the current environment this year and changed our focus to online sales, supporting growth with our first professional marketing campaign. We anticipate significant increase in demand in 2021 and 22 when we move into distribution. Our infrastructure is in place to meet the demand, and we are prepared to produce over 100,000 bars per month. Our margins improve as we grow. We expect a 9% decrease in production and the cost of bars with pallet pricing and co-packing in place. Our operating expenses decline as we grow as well. Cost per bar decreases with quantity breaks in co-packing, packaging, and multiple pallet pricing. And we are vigilant about reviewing our operating expenses. Here's the Patter Bar team. Me, Patter. I have a culinary background. I went to the Cordon Bleu in London, worked in restaurants in the Bay Area and Boston, and was a local forager and staff trainer at Whole Foods. Victoria, my daughter, has a background in quality improvement and operations. Connor's my finance genius. He previously worked for GE, was an FP&A manager of a tech startup in Denver, and served as a business unit controller for Trimble Navigation. Behind the scenes, we have a terrific advisory team, Lanny Langton from Action Coach and Steve Eason of Omega Marketing, a combined 70 years experience in CPG in the food industry. We're incredibly lucky to also have an informal advisory support from some General Mills alum who launched at Larabar and others with experience in CPG and Fortune 500 companies. We are asking for $250,000. We're going to spend the majority of the funds on marketing to grow our retail and e-commerce presence, grow our social media, and launch a brand ambassador program. A portion of the funds will be used for scaling production and the rest for operations to support growth. Patter Bar is a category disruptor. We are family-owned, female-run, based in Denver. We have 100% year-to-year revenue growth over multiple years. We have significant traction in both retail and DTC. We've done all this while increasing our margins. We have proof positive that our team is focused and capable of taking the company to the next level. With demonstrated traction, we have a great team and we are ready to grow. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Thanks, Patter. So our first question from our Judge Dave is, how does the commitment to whole food impact your shelf life and shrink? So focus on how this impacts stores need to control shrink, especially when the shopping experiences change.
Well, our process is such that we produce the bars. They immediately go into a freezer warehouse storage. And then when order comes in, we fulfill it and it gets to the retail store with a 2.5 month shelf life. So our commitment to whole food remains complete. We won't add anything. And we have not had an issue with shrink at this point.
Great, thank you. Lisa wants to know, with such a crowded market, how do you justify a sharp decrease in marketing dollars on the slide showing your future spends?
Decrease in marketing dollars? Well, our future spend, I think, will always have a substantial marketing budget simply because awareness is key, and particularly, engaging customers. And so we'll always have a significant marketing budget, I think, for that. Maybe relative to the cost of ingredients or distribution costs potentially in the future. But
Lisa would love if you could go back to your slide showing your marketing spend and.
Okay, let's see. This one? Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Yes, I think the marketing spend will decrease, I guess, relative to the whole thing, because as we move into distribution, we will be spending more on, ingredients and operations to scale to meet that demand.
Great. Dave would like to know if you could go into a little bit more of your use of funds and how, dive into a little bit more about the operations and how that's going to be funded and what exactly operations. operationally you guys are going to be doing to
Well,
expand?
obviously, if we're going to be producing more, we'll need to increase our inventory. We'll also need to support sales with greater storage and shipping costs, as well as, personnel to support the growth in production, but also in sales, and getting a sales team and brokers and things like that to support that kind of sales growth.
Great. Sari would like to know, first she says you're brave getting into the bar category, but
Yes,
you're doing a great
no.
job. Who are your biggest competitors, and how are you able to convince retail buyers to replace a more well-known brand that consumers know with Patter Bar?
Well, I think our biggest competitors are, let's see, obviously Cliff Bar and the more common big bar companies that people are well aware of. Perfect Bar is one of them. But truthfully, it's been such an interesting thing these last 3 months when I just called directly on buyers and I explained to them that there really is nothing but whole food in our bars. And if they taste it, and I send samples, and once they taste it, they're in. It's been a remarkable experience.
Great. Thanks, Patter. How many flavors do you offer right now? Lisa would like to know.
3 SKUs, and as I said, we'll have a new flavor within the next 2 months.
Great. In the observance of the time, thank you so much, Patter. I really appreciate it. Remember, we're going to have more time to ask questions afterwards in the networking. So if you have some you didn't get answered, I'll see you at networking. You can ask Patter there. Thanks, Patter.
Thanks, Morgan. Thanks, everybody.
Next up, we're going to have Juan with Green Belly, and I bought some of his hot sauce last week, and it is amazing. So Juan, you're up.
All right. Hey, I'm a little nervous, but we're going to get this going. All right. Okay. There. Cool. All right. So I came to tell you that food is love. Okay. This is a picture of me and my mom, and you can feel the love in this image. We're in the middle of our kitchen. We're in this loving embrace. My mom's got her apron, and it's special being in the kitchen with my mom because it's like being in the center of deliciousness and love. Okay. I was always drawn into the kitchen as a kid. The aromas would pull me in. A lot of people working in there. It was always warm and delicious. And this is where I learned that food is love. It's something that can really take care of you. One of the special things my mom would make for me is her cilantro hot sauce. So if you can imagine, okay, cilantro, garlic, habanero, blended with olive oil, a little bit of apple cider vinegar and salt. It was absolutely the freshest sauce that you could put on anything. And this is what I grew up with. This is how Green Belly was started. I moved to Colorado, to Boulder, when I was 17. And one of the things I brought with me was my mom's hot sauce recipe. It's something that I could make here that would remind me of home. And I would share these, my abundant batches with family and friends who became instantly huge fans. They recognized it as something unlike anything that they had ever tried, and became huge fans. They're the ones that basically pushed me to try it at the farmer's market. They had seen how other companies that started at the farmer's market later became successful food companies. And they knew that what I had was extremely unique, unlike anything that they had ever had, really, really fresh, and knew would be a hit. So sure enough, that's where we started. Here's the Boulder Farmers Market. That first year, 2014, I was just doing one small farmers market, and it would sell out every week. Like I would just take it, and it was like, bang. And that's when I realized I hit something and that I needed to keep going and expand from that. Since then, that's been 6 years now. This is our line of sauces. On the left, you see Green Belly, my mom's signature cilantro hot sauce, still the people's favorite. My personal favorite is Red Belly on the right, which is a fire roasted tomato, garlic hot sauce that uses a cobanero pepper. The cobanero pepper is a pepper I source myself from Guatemala. It's very common over there. Your grandma would have it down there if you're Guatemalan. And it's delicious. It's grown by Mayan Kikchi communities. They've been harvesting it for millennia. It has this really unique, natural, smoky flavor. They're only sun-dried, and it's amazing. That one's my favorite. And then we just launched Yellow Belly this year. It's been a huge success. mango, tamarind, cayenne, and lime juice sauce. It's absolutely exquisite, and we've been really successful with it. So why do people fall in love with my hot sauces? Well, there's many reasons. But I would say flavor. Young people today value experiences. Think of travel, Airbnb. They seek out new cultures. And hot sauce is becoming the condiment of choice that people want to put on the dinner table. Beyonce carries it in her bag, right? Shows like Hot Ones have celebrities paired with hot sauce. Green Belly is well positioned because we make traditional craft natural hot sauces that Americans haven't tried and they want to put on everything once they do. Also, today's consumers, especially millennials, are increasingly people of color. So if you think of this demographic, they love their spice. Green Belly is the real deal, not an Americanized, overly vinegary version of the real thing. I am proud to bring authentic traditional recipes that I know that the Latino market is going to love and embrace because it reminds them of home or la abuelita or mom's cooking. Like I said, I started in 2014 at one small farmer's market every single week. And now we do 10 of the largest farmers markets every single weekend. So you can see in the first 4 years of the business, I either doubled or tripled the sales. This is almost 90%, I'd say, was direct to consumer sales. So the hustle's been real. I pushed it from one farmers market every week to 10, now at one point we were doing more. But now we're growing into retail and also pushing online. In 2018, we became profitable. So why is this the time for Green Belly to blow up? Well, we've already kind of blown up. We're through all the work that we've done in the farmers markets the last 6 years. There's a lot of following. Also, we got into the small retail stores early. Now we're on the verge of explosion. We just got into King Soopers, Whole Foods this year. We're already natural grocers. We've already secured distribution with DPI, Local Foods, Italco. What we really need to scale this and to take it further is investment. So Green Belly is a smart investment because we're very similar to other companies that started with a product at farmers markets to see how it would go and then realized that they have a proven product. Through the years of all the work that we've done there and getting into grocery stores, there's high demand. And we're profitable, not just last year, but this year during the COVID pandemic, we've actually increased sales in all sectors, direct to consumer, retail, and online. Told you we were profitable. We're really proud of this number across all of our products. We have a 77% gross margin. So today you're going to hear from a lot of people asking for fundraising and different ways of getting your money back, convertible notes. We're going to make you a simple promise, 10% simple interest back on your investment over the next 3 years. Where we're going to use your funds is basically to reduce the cost per unit. We need to make larger batches and make large purchases of ingredients to make large batches. We also want to launch marketing campaigns in the large grocery stores that we're in already. And we need to launch a new website because online sales have skyrocketed this year. We're on Amazon and, of course, through our own website. And once COVID allows, we want to build out demo programs in all the grocery store chains where we're at. We also want to invest in strategic roles, so accounting, marketing, demo management, all of that stuff. Green Belly is run by me and my cousin Charlie. It's personal for us. Our hearts are in it. And over the last 6 years, we've developed like a really strong team, really good relationships. And we're eager to get to meet you and find out if you can get involved. Thank you.
Thanks, Juan.
Yeah.
So first question that I'm getting here is, can you reiterate where people can get your sauce right now?
Yes. So King Soopers, Whole Foods, natural grocers, that's across the state. Smaller shops all across in Boulder, Lolita's, Cured, Savory Spice in Fort Collins as well. Those stores, small stores. And across farmers markets, we do 10 markets every week. Boulder, Longmont, Fort Collins, Denver, up in the mountains in Vail and Breckenridge.
Great. So are you just in Colorado-based stores, or is this a national footprint?
Right now in retail, it's just Colorado. What we need to scale, that's why we're looking for investment, is to take it further. we can see that we're easily starting to take over the Colorado market. We're in the process right now of getting accepted to Sprouts, which is huge. All of those smaller stores, but we would like to take it into the different regions, you know.
Awesome. Dave would like to know, what has the hustle and scaling taught you, and what would the funding help alleviate that would persist if you didn't have the funding?
Yes. So I started this with nothing. I borrowed $1,000 so I could get labels. You know, and just made small batches. Like for the first 2 years, I was still filling everything by hand. And now it's scaled. Yeah, I don't make the sauce anymore. I'm involved in getting the ingredients because that's important to me. Getting fresh stuff and not just having a co-packer just be like, oh, we'll take over everything. So, but that's been a lot. That's been a lot of work. You know, is that I've had to rely on going out there and getting money myself. I didn't have money before this, and you know. We recently took a loan with Colorado Enterprise Fund. That was great. But everything's been funded by my hard work, you know, and that of the people that have helped me. So
that's great. And what is I'm getting a couple questions of what is the shelf life?
2 years. Yeah, it's great. So we have a little bit of a different product, for example, than, you know, other people, you know, in this, our stuff is bottled, you know, and it's an acidic product. So it's all natural products. Like all the ingredients are, you know, it doesn't have preservatives or anything. It's just, that's the shelf life when you bottle stuff. You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
With this being such a personal journey, is there an exit strategy, or do you trying to keep the business personal and run it for a long time?
Yeah. You know, I never imagined in my life I would be doing this, to be honest with you. My background was originally in video. I used to do a lot of video production, and then I got into education teaching. But I started this really because I wanted to create something that was more of my own, that would give me work, right? And I've developed work for years. So I would like eventually to move on and do other things with my life. I'd like to go back to Guatemala. I have family there. My mom is still there. She's getting older. And, you know, and do work there. I want to do film work there, education work there. So I eventually will step out, but I still want to be involved for the next few years. I have more products they're really, really amazing, and that Americans, don't even know exist yet, you know? So there's more coming.
Great. On that kind of same note of an exit, so far it's all debt and sweat equity, but why not invite an equity investor rather than service more debt? And, you know, how much debt do you currently have, and
right.
Why are you picking debt over an equity ask?
Yeah, we wanted to stand out right now. Make it really simple for an investor to tell them that yes, we can easily give you 10% back. If you have $500,000, I'll give you 10% back in 3 years, no problem. It's a really safe investment. But we are also interested in other options, you know, and would love to get other people involved. I've definitely learned through this whole journey that I can't do it all by myself. It was very important once I started to trust other people and build a team, you know, let go of a lot of the market management that I used to do, let go of online orders, let go of so many things, so that now I could be doing this with you and investors and taking it to, you know, bigger stores, right? But so I would love more help, you know, and if anybody out there is creative and wants to come up with something, definitely let's work together, you know.
Yeah. We have time for one more question. Sari wants to know that first, she loves your sauce, and second, so she'd like to know, since the hot sauce category is really crowded, how will you change your pitch to out-of-state retailers if you can't rely on being a Colorado company?
Right, absolutely, and we stand out immediately after people taste us. It's let me tell you, as a consumer myself, you know, who would go visit the grocery aisles. I love the grocery store. Like, it was somewhere I could, you know, because I'm telling you, food is love, you know. And when I had my own son, going to the stores, it was like finding, it's where you find the parts to make really amazing things. So when you go into the aisle, you see a bunch of hot sauces. People look for things that are new, you know, and what we have is extremely unique, that once you try it, you know it's amazing. Like it sells itself. I have no doubt about that. So getting the buyers to taste it is the first thing, and that's the immediate success. And then once the consumers find it, it's just it's like a rolling snowball down the mountain.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Juan. We appreciate it. And
remember
to join us for networking afterwards. And if you didn't get your question answered, Juan will answer it there.
Anytime. Thank you.
Thanks. For our last pitch today, we have Shona with MadLemon. And personally, I can't wait for her product to hit the shelves. So, Shona, you're up.
Great. Thanks, Morgan. Let me just share this. Okay, and add our little video. Great. Then, good to go. Hi, everyone. I'm Shona Patterson.
And I'm Maxwell Hawk.
And we are the owners of MadLemon. We make maple sweetened lemonade cocktails. It's like finding summer in a can. And our journey didn't begin with the search for the perfect cocktail. It began with the quest for the perfect lemonade. We created both. In 2015, we founded a mobile beverage company called Cowgirl Lemonade. For 5 years, we served up lemonades, teas, and cocktails at farmers markets, sports events, and craft, food, and music festivals. Wherever you were, we were. Thousands of boozy and fresh fruit lemonades later, we found ourselves at one of the largest music venues in Colorado. We spent the last 4 exhilarating days and nights pumping out nonstop cocktails at our pop-up bar. We stood looking out over an endless line of hot, thirsty concert goers desperate for our blackberry sage vodka lemonade. We decided right then to put it in a can and offer it to greater audiences.
Our mission is to become the world's most iconic, delicious, health-aware, and successful ready-to-drink lemonade cocktail. We offer refreshment to our world, starting here in the 303 and reaching to the globe. We elevate the universal, ageless love of lemonade.
Our screen share
is paused. There we go. Give us 1 second. We'll be right with you.
Somebody had to mess it up, right?
Shona, can you try to stop share and then reshare? Or maybe go to new share? That might help as well.
I just got it going again. It should be loading and ready to go. I'm not sure what happened there, but let me, yeah, we should be all set. So we will continue from our mission.
Our mission is to become the world's most iconic, delicious, health-aware, and successful ready-to-drink lemonade cocktail. We offer refreshment to our world, starting here in the 303 and reaching to the globe. We elevate the universal, ageless love of lemonade to the adult drinking experience. It's the combination of sunny nostalgia and a promise of future good times. Because when we walk into the liquor store and we see those aisles and aisles of choices, there are fake tasting, often flavorless hard seltzers, sugary sweet, hangover-causing cocktails, and strangely fruity malted beverages. But what I really want is MadLemon.
Filled with bright lemon and vibrant fruity moods, our recipes balance sweet and tart with the perfect amount of fizzy. At MadLemon, the maple is the magic. All of our drinks are sweetened with pure maple syrup. Maple's a low glycemic sweetener. So what's that mean? There's less actual sugar in the product, and it releases slower into the body, avoiding that well-known spike and crash effect. We use whole ingredients, fruits, herbs, and oils for our unique fresh flavors. And unlike other beverages that use sugar mash or malt, We use alcohol that you would at home: vodka, tequila, whiskey, foolproof spirits you can taste and appreciate. There's plenty of competition in alcohol and even more demand. We fall right in that sweet spot of having a high quality product at a reasonable price.
Our flavor lineup is based on our most delicious, unique, and best-selling drinks from our market and event bars. We have 6 amazing flavors. Imagine sipping on a refreshingly spicy pineapple jalapeno tequila lemonade or a smoky ginger pear whiskey Palmer. This initial line is easily expanded on with so many more flavors on deck. We continue to develop additional product lines, including sugar-free, CBD, electrolyte sports drinks, mocktails, and frozen options. There's a lot of room to play here, and there's room in the industry as a whole.
In 2018, total alcohol sales in the US were $243 billion. $26 billion of this was in alcoholic ready-to-drink beverages. MadLemon Slice, $60 million in revenue by year 5. For perspective, $283 million was Mike's Hard Lemonade revenue in 2019. When most people think of an alcoholic hard lemonade, they think of Mike's. MadLemon offers a superior alternative. RTD cocktails have exploded during the past 2 years with a record 40% annual growth rate, and it continues to climb. Our own 5 years of local market growth and experience created the drive to capitalize on this opportunity. Beginning in Denver's farmers markets, we added more locations, new venues, flavors, cocktails, and took over bar operations. We dug into our community, found our roots, and did our market research, slinging the aid from behind a busy bar top. And who was on the other side of that bar top? The group driving consumer beverage trends with discerning tastes, adventurous palates, and an appetite for premium spending on premium products, millennial consumers. We understand and connect with this group because we are our target audience, and we have been drawing on our real-time market experience with this demographic for the past 5 years.
Shona Patterson, Karina Reamer, and I are the founding members of Cowgirl Lemonade, the mobile beverage company where we honed our business management skills and created the original cocktail recipes and methods that have become MadLemon. We currently wear all the hats, but we'll be bringing in more team members as we expand production and outreach. Our first key hires will be in social media, marketing, sales, and e-commerce. We're supported by our extended team. This skilled group of professionals advise on business, industry, and legal matters. Tapping their experience and guidance is our collective strength.
To start, we will own our home territory, focused here in the Denver metro area. We are currently in pre-production, raising funds for manufacturing, marketing, and product development. We will begin a targeted marketing campaign in the final quarter of 2020, beginning with a hyper-local focus across media platforms. We will leverage our Denver fan base and attract new following by publishing exciting content built around the evolving visual language of our brand. Manufacturing begins in Q1 2021 in partnership with a Colorado-based distillery, and we will achieve full production capacity in time for summer of 2021 to hear the ksh of MadLemon cans all across Colorado. We have pre-production agreements to carry MadLemon with both Whole Foods and Argonaut's Wine and Spirits, and have connections with Trader Joe's and Costco Wholesale for future buying opportunities.
We've forecasted 5 years of sales, showing revenues that are well within industry norms. We will see increases in revenue as we add additional flavors, regional markets, and expand into larger chain retailers. All of our profits will be reinvested into the growth of the business. Based on our current costing and revenue projections, we have cap table and dilution schedules available. Our exit price is based on recent acquisitions of comparable businesses, notably High West Distillery for $160 million, Aviation Gin, $610 million, and Ballast Point Brewery for $1 billion. We look to achieve $14 million in sales by year 3, putting us on track for a $200 to $400 million buyout. Our company is totally self-funded, having invested the assets of Cowgirl Lemonade and our own cash, to date, $75,000. We are raising $565,000 for a 12% stake in the company, The vast majority of this money goes directly to manufacturing MadLemon in a can. We're seeking strategic partnerships who support us financially, as well as add skill and direction to our team.
We love sharing the MadLemon vision with you, and we invite you to drink in summer all year long. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, and we'll open it to questions.
Thanks, guys. First question we have here is from Dave, is because the previous available product was known as a cheap date, how will you drive consumers to a premium price product, especially for the Gen X and boomers that have more disposable income?
Well, I think that's really about the product focus that we have, and that's the ingredients that are inside. So we're differentiating ourselves heavily from Mike's Hard Lemonade by being a true cocktail. So there's a foolproof spirits. It's not a sugar mash brew, which is that cheap date. And I think that cheap date leads to a cheap hangover. We're focusing on higher quality ingredients, both in the sugars, the fruits, the oils, the herbs that we include.
Great. What's the standard retail price on this?
Yeah, we actually suspected somebody might answer that question. So we're looking at, this might be a little too detailed, but we're looking at $4 retail per can, and we'll be selling more, most likely be selling most in a 4-pack for $16.
Right. How does that compare to the Cutwaters and the other kind of canned spirits?
Well, Cutwater was actually bought out by Anheuser-Busch earlier this year. So they've been able to lower their price a little bit just by scale. And eventually, you know, we'll be able to get that scaled up and drop the price as well. But we're right in between there at about $12 a 4-pack. And then some other local, more premium items are more like $20. So we're right in the middle there. A lot are coming right around 15, 16. So.
Great. Sari would like to know, what's the financial commitment to start production, and yeah, what's the financial commitment?
That's scalable as well. So our initial run, the lowest that we can do to start production is really low. Like $10,000 could get me 7 pallets that I could take out right now. In addition to the pre-sales agreements that we've already secured, it'd be great to put those in the hands of people and businesses right away that could carry us. So initially, just to get something in the hand and out to prospective buyers, $10,000. Unit prices and MOQs, so minimum order quantities for the type of production that we're looking, $250,000 of our $565,000 will be directly allocated to putting MadLemon in a can.
Great. What's the production footprint needed to kind of really kickstart this?
Sure. I think one of the important things that we'll be doing there is seeking a distillery partner that has a flexible capacity for us. Right? So we don't want to get in with someone who can't grow with us. And what we're looking at is to track our first 3 years and get an agreement with the distillery that can be flexible with us to that degree. So we would be using their facilities, hopefully in an off time. So we're looking at night shifts, also to lower the cost of our production runs.
Great. Sorry, it says 35% seems pretty low for a grocery or liquor store margin. Has Whole Foods already agreed to that?
That was not the range that we agreed upon, but that is the retail market price that we found to be average across the board.
Great. One more question before we run out of time here. How do you protect yourself from can shortages?
Ooh, excellent question. And although we hope that won't be the case, we are researching other packaging options. So
initially our product was going to be, and this was in our lemonade days, focused on the using an HPP or high pressure packing method of preserving our product before we started dumping lots of delicious booze in it. And at that point, we were looking at plastics, some of them eco-sourced and friendlier for the environment. So we're open to using whatever packages other than glass, which pushes us to a high cost of production and shipping. So we're staying away from what could cost us money or make us not successful, and we're open to doing what we have to do.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So before we end, I want to thank just a couple people, and we will be moving into our networking here. The link is in the chat, so please join us there. But I'd really like to thank, sorry, share this. I'd really like to thank Colorado Lending Source, who has been a sponsor of ours since day one with Trout Tank, and they mean a ton to us. I would also really like to give a special thanks to Colorado Food Works for all their expertise and awesome help with this. They're super great, and if you're in this space, I highly recommend reaching out to them. I would also like to thank our support sponsors, Rocky's Venture Club and Professional Communicators. They do an amazing job working with all of our participants in Trout Tank. And I would also like to announce Trout Tank H2O, which is starting October 21st. So anyone in the water space, please feel free to apply and reach out. We look forward to seeing you there. Go ahead and go over to the networking, and we will see you in there. Thank you so much. It's in the chat.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Morgan. I encourage everybody to check out the Denver Metro Chamber and the SBDC. They have great resources, and they're just great people to work with.
Thanks, Gaffel.
Thank you. Oh, my video is not on. Okay, thank you so much. These entrepreneurs were awesome, and their products look awesome. I want all of them. All right.
Yeah, I know. This is the hardest part about the virtual is that we can't do it.
We can't taste it. Okay. All right, you guys have fun. Thanks so much again.
Thank you so much.
Morgan, you as the host have to end the thing.
I know, I'm just letting people move over to the networking
okay.
really quick.
You're going to have...
For anyone still in here, go ahead and click on the link in the chat, and we will see you over there shortly.
You're going to have a little solo on YouTube. I can't wait to see it.
It's going to be great.
Thank you. Great job.